What's good? What's good, YouTube? What is good, my friends across the nation and across the world? Second video of the day here. We're just chilling here. Beautiful blue skies. The skies have cleared up somewhat here in Sacramento, not as gray as it was yesterday. So, yeah, that's good stuff. With that, I'll just get into the script here quickly. I will say this: if you want new stuff or variety, you have to do different stuff. So, like, if you guys want any variety, you guys have to do something different. Like something different than what you're doing currently. If you're not getting like the variety you want, I think. But yeah. Okay, with that being said, we gotta get into the script here. So, MGTOW, we don't really desire the modern woman, and I'll probably put something in the title about tribalism, because I talk about that later in the script. But a better way to say this is that we probably don't desire the postmodern woman. So the definition of this is a woman with a body count over 2. I'm just gonna say a body count over 2. I'm like on the younger side, so maybe as I get older that might change, but actually for some reason I think that's like not going to change. And I think the general feeling will come more towards my way of thinking. Knowing what I know about different just the economics and different things, I don't know if we're going to go in the other direction. I think we're going to go more towards my direction on that. But a woman with a body count over 2. A woman who wants to have a career before having children. I also think that is going to be less and less women moving forward, I think. Because we're going to see the results of the other way, of all these career women. Like basically your average woman. I do live in California, but I'm pretty sure it's the case in a lot of the country that the average woman is a career woman out of necessity. In many cases, to be honest, you need a two income household to a two income you need 2 people making an income in order to like manage a household and to just like pay your bills on time. It seems like these days, I honestly think that's where we're at right now. That's not sustainable, so I think that's going to change. A postmodern woman is a single mother potentially, and as I've said in previous videos, over 30% of women, over 30% of mothers are single mothers. That's a lot. 30% is a lot. So a postmodern woman is a feminist potentially. You guys already know all about feminism. A postmodern woman is a woman who will use the government to service her own ends. And this is like not even consciously a lot of these women, to be honest, because the government's just so pervasive in everything. There's so many different government programs that it's even hard to like understand when you're using one or not, just by virtue of working a traditional career. You're going to be involved in several different government programs. It's just not, you can't really get, especially if you're a professional, you can't really avoid that. I, for one, am basically staying out of the dating market until I acquire enough money and resources, and then I'm going to go get myself a woman who fulfills my standards. And like I said, I think the narrative will be moving more toward my standards as time goes forward, because we've gotten to such a point in this other way of looking at things. Then I'll get into that later. In this video, I used to think that we were past the time period where we could really hope or expect to encounter a woman who could fulfill standards such as the ones I have. But the more I learn about monetary systems, governments, human nature, humans in the wild versus humans in captivity, and cycles of history, the more I'm starting to realize that we're about to witness a turnaround. We're literally at or near the peak of basically the opposite of the way you'd like this society/dating market to look like if you're currently MGTOW. That's probably part of the reason why you are MGTOW in the first place. It starts with the dating market, just from a hindbrain perspective, but by extension, there are actually several things within society that are the opposite of what makes sense to you. Should we go back to full-on tribalism? Here we're going to get into the tribalism talk. I don't think so, honestly, personally, but I think that may be inevitable. I don't know if it can be avoided. We're already seeing it right now, and I think we're just seeing the beginnings of it. MGTOW, feminists, social justice warriors, Black Lives Matter, transgender rights people, Antifa, Proud Boys, and even at this point, Democrats and Republicans are all basically tribes. It's already gotten to the point where over 35% of the citizens in the United States literally want to balkanize the country. What says tribalism more than balkanizing the country? Even think about the emphasis on decentralized networks, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains in the technology sphere. Even the nerds, such as myself, realize what's happening here, and they are trying to capitalize on it. I'm not necessarily trying to capitalize on the tribalism. I'm trying to capitalize on hopefully what's going to come after that, if we can get there. Personally, I realize that full-on tribalism has its own flaws and tragedies to it, along with a violence that I'm not sure if the majority of people in the United States are prepared for. Because of that, I am, one, staying inside, and not even because of COVID, but I'm staying inside. Two, I'm trying to build for post-collapse of governments. I'm telling you, we're gonna see the collapse of governments worldwide, as I said in my last video, because people will stop funding them. And remember that governments, they don't produce their own anything. Like, what governments produce is essentially laws for the citizens to follow, and they enforce those laws. They don't, they create policies. That's what they create. They don't create food. They don't create goods. They don't create services. They create policies. That's what a government does, and that is necessary to a certain extent. But when the government gets this big and they create all of these policies, all of these packages with several different policies in those packages, to the point where you have 2,000-page bills, that is, our government is getting really good at producing what they produce, which is policies and bills and laws. But the better they get at that, the more chopped up and divided society gets because of those policies, bills, and laws. So the better our government gets at, and the bigger it gets, there's a point of diminishing returns on that. And at some point, the citizens will stop funding the government because they won't even have the money to fund the government. And those who do have the money are going to leave the country. We're already seeing that play out in states like New York and here where I am in California, where people are leaving the state for states with more laws that are better to maintain your wealth. Places like Texas and the Carolinas. We're already seeing people move to those states, and the same thing can happen in terms of the country in general. If there ends up being no place in the country where those wealthy people who pay the majority of the taxes to fund the government, if they just keep getting gouged, they're going to end up leaving the country in general. And I think there are certain things that you still have to pay tax after you leave, and you know, these people, they already have bank accounts in different areas and things like, they already know how to minimize their taxable income. So we're just, it's the average person that a lot of these laws and things like that are, they're decreasing the amount of actual money that the average person has. And if they keep doing that, there's going to be no money to fund the government, because all the people who have money, they're going to hide that money. And and then also you have the government, which when they print money, there's inflation, so more of the average person's money goes to buying actual just regular goods that are produced by rich people, and then they go and hide the money. It's like a whole cycle, but I'm not going to get into that fully here. But I'll just stop the cycle there. But this is how we'll get rich and get our young, debt-free, non-feminist virgins who want to have kids. Okay, I'm a little bit joking on that. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of serious on that. So, I don't even know why I put that in the script at that point. That's just like my goal, so I'm like putting it out there. So I say, and then I just say, stick with me. There's a promised land that I think is coming after this stuff. And don't listen to me though, listen to God and read the Bible. That's how I end the script. I don't know how I actually ended up getting there from what I said earlier, but sure, I just said I put it in there, so I'm gonna say it. And yeah, that's kind of honestly how I feel, like those last few sentences there. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, day by day, we're witnessing what we're witnessing. You guys are seeing the same thing as I am. Same world theory. I talked about it in like one of my previous videos way back when. Same world theory. We all live in the same world. We're all seeing the same stuff. We might have our different perspectives and slices on that world and what's going on, but all these general trends, we're all being affected by it, and you can only interpret it so many ways. So it's the same world theory. Yeah, honestly, like I said in the beginning, do different things. If you're already if you're MGTOW, you're already doing different things anyway. Just like try to shift that toward a positive. Don't get too bogged down in the negative. And then just like keep building, like I say in all these videos, just keep building up your stuff. Think about how you want society to be, and just keep working toward that, because whatever we do now, that's going to end up being what's around post the collapse of all these governments and things like that. Like I said in the last video, governments will collapse, but people will still be around. It's just that the society they previously knew just won't be there anymore to the extent that it was there in earlier days. So we're still going to be around, and what you built is still going to be around. So just try to build that up to the best of your ability and work toward the way that you want society to go. And I think you're gonna find that you'll be glad that you did that come the future. And yeah, I'll just end with this. If you have like a contrarian perspective on a lot of things, you might be going in the right direction. So I wouldn't be discouraged about that. Just keep doing your thing, basically. Alright, that's basically it for me. That's probably my last video for today. Posted 2 today. That's pretty good stuff. You'll probably see that more often. And yeah, I'll keep you posted on the projects I'm working on. And I'll just, keep y'all posted with this YouTube channel. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the videos. And yeah, that's all I got for now. Peace out, guys.